get TikTok rolling here too.
What's up, y'all?
Good vibes. Good vibes.
Happy Sunday.
Indeed.
Very strong Labor Day weekend here. Lots of sales ripping. Make sure you guys are burning a little bit of weekend oil.
Wow.
If you got tomorrow off, then you're sourcing tomorrow.
Yeah, and
and
having fun too.
And then we also got the free Amazon class going down on Tuesday night as well. So if you don't know what you're looking for on all these sales, you want to know how to do a lot better next time. And a lot of sales will still be going on Tuesday, Wednesday, so you can use a lot of the stuff we'll break down. Make sure you guys come through Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Officially prepare for Q4 season. So tap in with us on Tuesday night for the free Q4 live training. You've been sun maxing today. Very good. Okay. Very good. What up, D Smith? Yes, sir. All right. You guys on TikTok as well too? Let's see. All right. Any questions you guys have, definitely make sure to let us know as well. What's up, Simon? Let's see, and make sure you guys get tapped in.
Any of the Roadmap family, check the big sale list that Miles dropped for y'all as well.
Yep, and we'll have one of those for October Prime Day, and then early Black Friday and Halloween, and then Black Friday, then Cyber Monday, and then just ones that are going on over Christmas too. How does SellerAmp work? Yeah, so SellerAmp is our product research tool, which tells you, how profitable an item is or not, how quick an item sells or how slow it sells, and then gives you pretty much all the data you need to make an educated buying decision on whether or not that product is a good product to source to sell on Amazon. And it helps you find more stuff from there as well too, and everything. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I was digging through that sale list a little bit, making some videos. Found a couple good things. Yeah.
Oh, we got a professional pocket watcher in here. What's your net worth? Ahil, what's your net worth? Oh, you got 4,000 followers on TikTok though. That's pretty lit. How do you approach when stores don't have boxes you can scan? Completely new to me. So when you can't scan the barcode necessarily, a decent idea is to take the just Amazon Shopper app and scan those items. We're actually adding that feature to SellerAmp too, as well. We're talking about that at the ASD event right there cool. too.
Do you think it's risky to send shoes to FBA in a damaged box? I've sent some pretty beat up boxes, man. As long as you know that like the shoes aren't going to fall out or anything, just slap a rubber band around all of the shoes.
Because Amazon be messing up your boxes too.
Yeah,
Amazon ships out a lot of your shoes in polymailers. The key is they take credit for it during FBA. So obviously make sure to audit, you got to put a rubber band around it, make sure they look in general. And that naturally is going to lead to a little bit more returns.
Especially for a $60 pair of shoes, no one cares. If you're selling like $300 pair of Jordans, then maybe don't send
have that right.
People are immediately throwing away the box on a $60 new pair of dad shoes.
30% minimum ROI. Yeah, 35% excluding cashback, credit card cashback, and any rewards. For example, today I was doing some sourcing and I finally figured out how this one brand became good. And I realized I knew the coupons, I knew when the sales were going on, I knew about the gift cards, but I didn't know about the rewards, and the rewards were really fat. And that is, I think, why there were all these really stable Keepa charts with big sellers on it, because they understood how the big rewards did, and I previously didn't, but now I do.
30 margin would be great. 30 margins like books. If you're doing name brand stuff, like 15 to 20,
Yeah, books is great because it costs basically no money to start, but it's very, very difficult to scale. If your net worth is above 5 million, I'll buy your course. Oh, we got pocket watch. Guess again, family. Guess again. Keep the pocket watching coming. Puma getting closed. Yes, as of a couple days ago. Now, when this has happened in the past, especially with like Under Armour, or whenever they're closing a brand for new sellers and existing sellers, they give us a 30-day warning. They didn't for Under Armour. They also haven't for other ones that have been temporary in the past, and they have for everything that has been permanent. So that's why I think it's not going to be an issue, but we just got to play it by ear.
Yeah, stuff always gets a little weird around this time of year. They're figuring out what they want to do for Q4. Make sure no one feels like they got scammed on Christmas Day.
Well, dude, back in the day, a lot of people don't know this, but almost no one could FBM during Q4 unless during like September you did. I think it was 25 FBM orders like between like August and September.
Wasn't that just for toys, or was that all FBM? That was a while ago. Like
that was also back in the day when I thought all you could do was toys. So I low-key think it was toys. I know that was a thing in 2019. I saw you at Miami Slice. Ooh, okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. All right. Hey, whatever works, brother. Whatever works. That's my fucking dog too, by the way, that you talk about in there. Have you ever ordered from a local wholesaler? No. However, that's a great place to find products locally because you have a competitive advantage because you can shake people's hand in person. So I think that's a great idea to potentially look into.
Yeah. Shipping costs are as low as possible too that way. A lot of people think, we were talking about this on Friday, but a lot of people think wholesale, you go to the biggest supplier, but if you go to the closest one, it might be the cheapest.
How can I find online arbitrage products? I'm struggling to find a profitable product. Yeah, so the key is you actually probably are finding lots of items that sell quick. You just haven't quite been able to make the numbers work yet. And you need to go through the checklist of like, are there any coupon codes? Are there any discounted gift cards? Is there a Labor Day sale going on? Can I combine any of those? And you do more and more of that, and stuff is going to become profitable. But naturally, being that you're a lot newer, being that you're most likely a newer seller, it's going to take a little while to get comfortable with that stuff, as it should.
Absolutely. Bought 4 items through Amazon, planning on flipping them back on Amazon. Yeah, that's a good move, Eric. It's not against TOS as long as you didn't use Prime. If you use Prime, it is, because they don't make money on that. But just make like an Amazon business account and then only buy stuff that you're planning to flip on that account and never use Prime.
Okay. Should I ignore the customer messages if I get on Amazon saying that one invoice and threatening me if I don't resolve? You can look at who the customer is, but I mean, yeah, like pretty much. Yeah. How do you find wholesalers? The best way is going to be on Google and trying to buy wholesale from your existing OA catalog, which actually works a lot more than you would think, especially
for like small brands and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like a mom and pop, like makeup brand or vitamin, like just literally email them directly and see if they have like a bulk program. Even if it's not any cheaper, you can at least buy 1,000 at once type of thing.
How would I prove supply chain if requested the documents for Section 3 buying from a local wholesaler? So that's not going to be an issue if you're buying from legit places that are also buying from legit places. But it could totally be an issue if you're not. So it's really on you to verify if the suppliers you're buying from are legit, which is a lot more difficult with wholesale. With OA, it's pretty easy to tell if a website's a scam, right? You can just take a look at like the Trustpilot, the Google reviews, make sure it takes PayPal, make sure they take credit cards as well. Is a great way to just kind of, for purchase protection reasons on there as well.
Yep. Just watch the SellerAmp videos like drink and have a fight. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad it's helpful, Jerry. There's a lot to break down there. A lot to break down.
Yeah. Oh, we got 13 of you guys in here on TikTok too. Yeah, y'all make sure you tap in with us on Tuesday night for the free live training as well, guys. That's going to be a great thing there.
Yep. Need a prep center. Yeah, just there's a bunch of free lists online. Like do clear the shelf prep center list.
Yeah.
Our friend Chris has a great list you can start going through, and then just send some emails out specifically into sales tax free states.
Do you recommend FBA over FBM or to do both? Yeah, so FBA is going to make a lot more sense long term. FBM is going to make more sense in the short term, and you should totally do both. And it even matters like on a per item basis in that some items are going to be great to FBM, aka listings that other people are FBMing and that you can see, or listings that other people are FBMing and or items that are above $20 but below £1. You just got to make sure you actually run the FBM numbers on SellerAmp.
Oh yeah. Same username over on Instagram, Jeremiah Fields of Profit.
Yep. Oh yeah.
What's the percent of estimated sales per month on SellerAmp you can expect to get? Yeah, Dane, good question. So like generally the rough equation is take that number and divide it by how many people have this are within like a percent of the buy box price. So a lot of people will tell you, but that also doesn't factor in, the guy who's only got 2 left in stock and that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So usually that's like the baseline of how much you'll sell. But if you don't know how to figure out like how much you're going to sell, you're in the period of placing 10 to 20 unit test orders. And then over time, when the issue becomes, oh crap, I wish I had more on this and this and this, and not, oh, I made a mistake here, lesson learned. That's the type of thing where you start skipping those test buys.
Yeah, there's a bunch of good reimbursement tools, and a lot of them, or at least all the ones I've seen, are commission only. So you can honestly get all of those set up, and it can be like low key a little loop to like aggregate a lot of them and see kind of what they all say, and then compare their rates too. Okay.
The only concern is if they're all submitting cases on the same thing, and it's like,
oh yeah, well exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't go through with it. Yeah,
we
100%.
Yeah, I saw somebody that had like 9 different reimbursement services competing on their account for the commission. I don't know if it's a bad idea. It seems like a bad idea though.
How do I join the Discord? The link sends me to a Gumroad page, and I'm unsure what to do. So the link that you're on also says put in your information. You can join our free Discord. So that's what I would due for that mark right there. Says, ooh, and see, this is a young king right here. So occasionally you'll deal with changes Amazon makes. You were, yesterday it said, says request approval instead of restricted. That could be a sign from God that that's a W item you actually should do, right there.
Nice. Yeah, maybe they weren't accepting ungates yesterday and now they are.
Yeah, which is very rare to see volatility in that. Really, the only other time we've seen that, guys, is last April. And then occasionally, pretty much every year during Q4, there'll be some like weird things right there. What is your Instagram? Flips for miles and fields of profit. Same exact thing as YouTube, actually, too. Yep. When should I reapply for Amazon FBA if my application wasn't approved? Immediately reapply. And watch my 6-hour free course on YouTube and come to our free live training on Tuesday night as well. It's linked in the bio. I figure for FBM, sending to Prep Center first will be the best option. A lot of prep centers won't do FBM. Now, some will. That's definitely a limiting belief.
If you find a good one, then yeah, that's a great contact.
Yeah, most prep centers are going to be FBA focused or strictly FBA as well. Yeah.
Yep. Don't you mean finding it via wholesaling websites? Yeah. So if you're trying to do that type of stuff, like you want to reach out to suppliers locally or go through like big like Dun & Bradstreet registries, like that type of thing to find big wholesalers. If you're looking at like, random sketchy liquidator websites and Instagram suppliers and that type of stuff, probably not the best idea.
Yeah. And if you're asking just like those questions in general, it's probably not time to do wholesale as well, Dimitri. You're probably better off doing some online arbitrage stuff, especially this time of year. Because what a lot of people will do is, not a lot of people, some people, a lot of our friends will do a lot of wholesale year round and then do a lot of OA during Q4 when OA gets a little easier, basically.
Yeah, you're calling a bunch of suppliers in February, March, and then dial it into OA when it's by far the best opportunity the back half of the year.
Nike shoes, 100, sell 1 month. I send 10 pairs. They sold within 3 days. All right, fire. Okay, you got to get some more there, family. You got to get some more. I saved over 5K over the last few months. Just start. Dude, that's going to be perfect for you. Yeah, and any questions you got, let us know. And then definitely tap in with us for the free training on Tuesday night as well. Okay, so you do not lose your investment. You are charged a fee, though. We like shoes just because they're such easy, big brands for beginners to get into. And that, like, New Balance, for example, has thousands of items. A lot of smaller brands will have a lot less, right? Naturally, just off the fact that a shoe might have 6 colors and 10 sizes each. Meanwhile, one beauty item has 1 listing, right? So naturally, each brand in those types of each brand in those of those types of brands tends to have way more procs, which is a little bit easier and less complicated for beginners. However, long term, you're probably going to sell actually like none of that. Right. And so you'll notice a lot of sellers that have been around for a while kind of tease people that do like Nike and shoes and stuff like that because they've moved on. But when those people got started, they were doing a lot of that stuff in most cases. Yeah.
The big thing is just, that it has high returns. So you buy a 20% grocery lead all day if it's consistent, but you're not buying a 20% ROI shoe, even if it is consistent.
Never. Yeah.
Because the way it works,
rewards are ridiculous. Yeah.
Because Jerry, the way it works, like you do lose the pick and pack fee, and then you're also charged a fee that's usually like between $1 to $3 just to do the refund. Yeah. So it's Amazon already did the work of pulling it off the shelf and stuff. Everything else gets refunded though.
When I send our variations of an item to FBA, do you need to be in a separate box? No, actually, that would be a real pain. When you create shipments and box them, they'll go off of what Amazon says basically to decipher that. I'm just getting started and found quite a few profitable products on Walmart. Fire. The shipping free from Walmart to the prep center is just outrageous.
Should be free.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jeremiah, you're probably buying from third-party Walmart sellers then, which is definitely going to be a red flag and something you should avoid. The only items you should snag off Walmart are going to be listings that are sold and shipped by Walmart. They're not sold by XYZ distributor, for example.
Yep. I was buying a bunch of something from Walmart today. It was the first time I'd done it in a while.
I found
crushing Walmart. Yeah.
I was turning up on auto ungates earlier too. What is your average return rate? Yeah, so for the standard arbitrage model, it depends what types of stuff you sell. Mine, for example, is about 4%.
Yeah, if you do a lot of shoes, you'll probably be closer to 9 or 10%, which is why you got to be greedy on ROI and stuff. So you actually make money after it's all said and done.
I just started your auto ungating list today. Yeah, check out Stafford, 32 Degrees, and Avia, and you storefront stock, and you'll find a ton of other listings that either will be or are for a lot of people. Do I have to list in Amazon and then go to Boxum for the rest? You don't. So you can list new listings in Boxum. Actually, that's something Boxum offers that a lot of like other listing softwares or shipment softwares don't. So yeah, you can list new ASINs in Boxum.
Yep. Yeah, Maze, you don't need to really interact with Seller Central at all for shipments. If you're doing like account health or that kind of stuff, then absolutely.
What about all the hard gates with Nike, Adidas? So those happened about 4 months ago. Obviously, it's not ideal. It is a part of the game, though. And the bans happening on new sellers, that is only happening if you're breaking the rules. Like anyone who's not breaking the rules is not getting like in trouble over the long term, basically, at least from what we see. Now, if you're buying from sketchy wholesale or sketchy Telegram distributors, you will, and you should avoid that.
You're buying prices that are too good to be true is kind of the good rule of thumb. Yeah.
Yep. What ROI are you comfortable taking? Oh, 30% all day. You're also printing money on rewards, cash back, etc. Not that that's like a super important component, but that is good extra bread for sure.
Yep. Completely new to Amazon. Lots to learn. Absolutely, Mark. Decent pace. How long should it take you to make your first 5K? Yeah, I mean, like hard numbers wise, you're probably going to spend 15 to 17,000 to make 5K profit, right? So however long it takes you to spend that. Most people, if they're taking it seriously, they can get that done in the first 60 to 90 days.
Yeah, and we're also assuming like a nice online arbitrage vibe. If you want to work a little harder and go in store, you are going to tend to have higher profit margins, but it is going to take more time. Can you upload the whole auto Ungate list? Or you need to add item by item. I wish you could, man. You can do 10 per, I believe, and you just put like one ACE in, and then when it says, do you want to apply for any other ones, you can just copy and paste in the rest of them too. Yeah.
Yeah, Deborah, one's a lot of videos and that kind of stuff. The other is, like templates and we talk every week, community.
Yeah. What time's the coaching call tonight?
It's in 30 minutes. So
cool.
Yeah. If
you
got
cool.
Any,
Okay, sweet. So
yeah. Any of you guys on the roadmap already? I'll drop the link in 30 minutes in the Discord. We can chop it up.
Does Reebok give IP complaints? Don't know if it's a risk. You'll have to take a look at the Kiva chart for kind of all of that. There's no like 100% accurate data on that. But if you look at a Kiva chart and you can see the offer count nicely humming along and it randomly, or it does not randomly go like this, which is a great example of an IP complaint, then it's probably something you're good to go. Hardest part about OA is validating that you can actually do it and sticking with it for several months to the point to give yourself a chance to get lucky here and there and build some initial momentum. The only way you lose is if you quit. Business models don't fail, people do. And you have to understand that your success is your responsibility. And no one's going to do it for you. And you're going to need to stay consistent and really put in a ton of work to make it work.
Yep. Yeah, like tactically scaling wise, Eric, it's probably fine. It's getting a rotation of sites that you can spend a lot of money on, which is just, I found some leads on this site. Let me spend $1,000 here today. Do they want my money? Yes. Scale it, run it up, that type of thing, right?
What are auto Ungates and how to find them? Yeah, so there's a big list in the description. They're basically smaller brands that'll let you sell them from day one, right? So for example, if you want to sell, New Balance, Lego, or Marvel, for example, you're going to have to provide purchase documentation to Amazon. However, if you want to do 32 degrees, for example, there's a good chance they're just going to automatically let you sell. So definitely take a look at the link in the description for the auto Ungate list there, guys. It's free too.
ASD, you gotta be careful. Yeah, there are some some suspect suppliers at ASD for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, always vet and make sure that they're actually allowed to be selling it. Callie, it's way cheaper, way faster, way easier to use. On average, about a little less than twice as fast for the actual shipment creation process, which hopefully that alone makes you a lot more money. Yep. Plus, you get 2D barcodes and all that kind of stuff that you don't get with a lot of other tools that help you get check-in times and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So right now it's a shipment tool. Like we got a bunch of other stuff coming soon, but right now it is for Amazon FBA shipments, and it is very clear when you go through the shipment process, which is better, and it'll save you a bunch of money too. I bought items from Belk to Ungate. They are sending 4 items in different packages. How do I ungate this if I can't show 10 in one package? You actually don't need to show the shipping email at all. You're just going to go ahead and do the email confirmation, which is going to show 10. Or once those items come in, you can also do the rest of them too on there. Okay, well, have you ever printed a barcode within that? It is incredibly hard to do.
It takes no extra work.
Yep.
Account got deactivated. That's no good. Oh, if it was just IP complaints, then yeah, you can definitely beat that. Just add. You probably didn't add enough documentation. So like, add anything that has like tracking info, any pictures of the product you might have. On the website where you bought it, take a screenshot of the section where it says like about where they buy their products. So probably say they buy directly from the brands, that type of thing.
Is Amazon getting more strict, especially with new sellers? Compared in the past, yes, but compared to 5 years ago, not even close. It is unbelievably easier. Back when Warner and I started, you couldn't sell any name brands. All we could sell was used books in the trenches. Scroll back on the IG if you want to see an example of that. So compared to like 3 or really 4 years ago, it is ridiculously easier today. And the cool part is the best time to get started with was a while ago. The second best time to get started is today. So naturally, the quicker you can get started, the quicker you start to pick up with the compounding process of no longer being a new seller in the future.
Oh yeah. Calculate discount percentage you get on discounted gift card. I mean, it would just be like, so like in SellerAmp, just like say you get a 10% discount, it's just times 0.9, right? It's just 1 minus whatever your discount was. Benefit of auto ungating. Yeah, Brandon, there's like there's some brands that'll just be auto ungated for pretty much anyone. And then as you sell more and more products, the bigger brands will start to be auto ungates for you as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So for example, and that actually picks up pretty quick too. Like once you get your first couple like $1,000 in sales, which is obviously, no easy matter. You start to get unlocked in a lot of stuff easier. And that just kind of speeds up just kind of your processes and everything. How much you have to invest to make 10K a month profit? It depends on your ROI. If you want to have a nice online arbitrage, like delegated business, it's probably going to be around 30, 35K just based on how stuff sells out. Or, right, if you want to do a little bit more retail arbitrage or maybe keep your profit criteria a little bit higher, it could be less. It'll just be more work as well. Yeah.
For authentic complaints. Yeah, if you have retail receipts, scan them onto a PDF and then red text, annotate more information on whatever they need to see, like the corporate address, that kind of thing. It's also a good idea if you're worried about, especially if you're a brand new seller, you're worried about reviews, take a picture of the tags next to the receipt so you can track it all and show Amazon exactly where you bought everything.
Very, very good point. Very, very good point. Should prefer new sellers have no space who lives in a complex to get a prep center? My boy Parker lives on the 3rd floor of an apartment complex and had like a 20K profit month in his 4th month. If there's a will, there's a way. However, obviously space limitations do exist. So for example, if you don't like your job, make it work. If you like your job and you just want to make some side money, maybe it makes sense to get a prep center immediately. And it could make sense regardless. You just are going to stunt your growth a little bit. Because you're just going to move a little bit slower. And there's nothing wrong with that. That just is kind of the reality of it.
Yep. This much to be your first 5K month from Root Hyper 300. That's what's up, Omar. Yeah.
I remember that.
Then here in a few more months, you'll be like, man, I remember when I was hyped for 5. I did 50 this month, right? Like that's just the nature of things.
If awesome. Amazon is on the buy box, what would be the percentage you avoid? Yeah, so the higher the percentage, the lower the sales rank and the higher the velocity needs to be. So if Amazon's sharing it a little bit, it needs to be a super quick mover and show a lot of offer count movement. If Amazon's sharing it a lot, it can be a little bit slower of a seller, but it still needs to have third-party offer count movement. So it's not really about the percentage. It's about whether or not third-party sellers are making money. And that's going to be taking a look at the offer count movement primarily.
Oh, yeah. Tag has a price to your move before shipping. Another thing, you just put a blank, like a SKU label over it. Generally easier than taking something off. I know some people are out there like heat guns, like scraping stuff off. Just stick, sticker over it and move on. Yeah.
That's why like the supply lists used to be like the most detailed thing in the world. Like books, it kind of, you did have to have some of the fancy shit.
You kind of had to do that. Yeah, especially you had to take the thrift store tags off of books.
Yes, facts. Yeah. And then OA, it's like, all right, you're going to get your labels for free from UPS and you're going to buy some poly mailers and that's it.
Figure the rest out on the fly.
Yeah. Do you recommend any loan providers? I mean, definitely not. Ideally, like if you don't have money, start out selling used books.
Yep. How do you get ungated doing RA? Eric, could just get like an online invoice for a brand. If you keep seeing a brand a couple times profitably, then it's usually worth it to go buy like the cheapest thing you can find online, just so you can get your information on something.
Is only one seller on a branded item a red flag? No, you just have to make sure that it actually is a branded item. So make sure on SellerAmp that it says the brand essentially, and that it's not like generic or like some bullshit name basically. Like just random name.
Yeah, but if you like, you're talking about like Nike, like if you know if it's a brand that's not private label, then that probably just super low competition listing. It's a good find. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. If you got declined for an Amex, hit up the reconsideration line.
You can call them.
Yeah. That was exactly. Exactly.
Especially if you got money in the bank to back it up, you can just submit like bank balance statement. Like when I was really running it up, they're like, yo, you spent like 90 this month. You usually spend like 20. Yeah. And they're like, we just need to see you can afford it. Submit it. You're good.
Where do you think the cap is for OA annual sales? I think there's significant diminishing returns past like 3 mil, but it all depends on like the profit too. Like I'd say like 500K, which is obviously a boatload of work. You can do more than that. People do it. I just think your time is better spent in wholesale or private label or just a different business beyond those. And I think that's very realistic there. Cool. All right, guys. So join us on Tuesday night for the free live training, right? It's linked in the bio. We're going to put you guys on completely basic beginner info, as well as some really good advanced tips and tricks. A lot of stuff we don't share anywhere else for free. You guys should definitely check out right there. In terms of how much you should have to start, like 1 to 3K, check out my 6-hour free course on YouTube, a bunch of Warner's videos right here. We see you got the TikTok stream going there too. And join us for the free live training on Tuesday night. Thank you. Of course, Jerry. Good. Jerry, I think this is your first one here, man. So good. Yeah, of course. Gold, we got you too. I don't know if you've been in here, Gold. Appreciate you guys tapping in. And we'll be on stream tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern for Money Monday. Talk to you guys soon. Be great. Thanks as always. Of course. No. Absolutely. Warner as well. James, come on. James, don't discriminate there. Warner as well, family.
It's the reconsideration line, Gold.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes, facts. Yeah, reconsideration line right there. I appreciate you, Justice. All right, see you guys soon. I'm going to go get an ice cream cone. Be great.
Let's get rich this week, guys.
Yes, sir.